Good evening, everyone. This is the George here with a stream that's not going to be that long. It's just an update stream and saying what I've been up to. And hello to the chat. Hello, Donovan. Hello, Sideways. And this is just explaining like where I've been, why there hasn't been any videos and streams in a while. I know I did a review on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 last night, so if you haven't already, please check that out. And without further ado, I'm going to explain what's been going on and the future of this channel, because a lot's been happening in the entertainment world since my last video before my review of Mission Impossible. The last video or stream that I did was my spoiler stream of Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny, and since then, the actors have joined the writers on strike, and a lot of productions have been on hold. A lot of things are just happening in the entertainment industry. Before I get into that, and this is not going to be a stream talking about the writers and actors strike, that'll be a separate stream, but it does tie into my future plans for this channel. But I'm going to explain where I've been. So, in some of my videos back in end of June, early July, in some of my videos and streams, I mentioned that I will be on a weekend only schedule and I might not always have a video on every weekend. This will be going on until the end of August. And basically, the reason that it's been that way is because during this writer strike at my summer camp that I work at, I've been teaching storytelling at my camp. I've been teaching it to kindergarten to fifth grade, and I've been having a lot of fun doing it. A lot of the stories that some of the campers have been sharing are a lot of fun. They're very entertaining. And because of that, my work hours are longer, and I'm dedicating a lot more time to getting lesson plans done for the kids, getting my own stories done to show the kids how to do them. So that's why I haven't been active, not just on my channel, but on other channels. Like every once in a while, I'll try to be on a friend's channel talking about movie news, talking about what's been going on. But I've just been focused on stuff at work, stuff that is a lot of fun, that I'm passionate about. It's also the first time that I'm teaching storytelling at my job, because I usually just do arts and crafts. So this is the first time I'm doing it, and it's been going very well so far for the most part. I'm enjoying it. And it's kind of ironic that I'm teaching this during a writer's strike. So basically, I'm teaching these kids how to write their own stories, how to do their own storyboards, to make their own comics. And it's a lot of fun. And because it's taking a lot of time also preparing the lessons and doing the lessons myself to show the kids to get them interested, that's why I'm on a weekend schedule for the most part. That's why I do videos and streams on the weekends from now on. There wasn't really anything to do last weekend as far as movie reviews and streaming to do, so I kind of took the weekend off. I could have easily tried reviewing every Mission Impossible movie, but I just didn't have the time to before Dead Reckoning. Hopefully, before Dead Reckoning Part 2, I'll try to review every Mission Impossible movie that I can. But yeah, that's basically it. Everything's fine. I'm not leaving YouTube or anything. I'm just prioritizing other stuff. I'm just not as active as I used to be. But once, like, after August 18th, which is the last day of the camp season for me, comes around, I should be back to doing more videos, more streams. I'm still going to be doing reviews on movies like Oppenheimer, Blue Beetle when they come out. Maybe a stream or two, depending on if I find something to talk about. I know I wanted to do a stream on superhero fatigue last weekend or the weekend before. I can't even remember at this point. But I feel like I want to wait on that stream, maybe wait until after Blue Beetle comes out. Hey, Lewis Cox. Hey, George. Do what you need to be healthier. Yeah, no, I'm fine. Like, this isn't like a mental health break or anything. I'm not retiring. This is just, I've just been busy with other stuff. Like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just like working on other stuff right now, but I'm still gonna be doing videos and streams. This isn't, like I said, this isn't me leaving for good, because I know that's a popular thing lately in the community for YouTubers to leave for a while. That's not me. That I'm just, like I said, I'm just been working on other stuff. I'm when I have free time going on streams or coming up with my own streams. But yeah, the superhero fatigue stream I'm probably gonna have at the end of August, maybe beginning of September. I'm gonna wait until Blue Beetle comes out, because I think maybe we'll see with Blue Beetle what the status is. Hi Teladius plays. Hope everything's going well. And as far as this channel goes, because there's some things I've wanted to do on this channel for a while. I wanted to do more basketball streams. I've only done one basketball stream. I've wanted to do reviews on the DCEU movies. I haven't gotten to do that. I want to finish up my Harry Potter reviews. Haven't gotten to do that. And I plan on still doing that stuff. And that's where the writers and actor strikes come in, because as you all know, there's the writer and actor strikes are happening right now, and productions are being on hold. Because movies that we're currently filming are on hold, stuff's gonna most likely get delayed. I'm gonna guarantee that half the stuff that's coming out next year, at least half the stuff that comes out next year, is gonna get delayed either to later next year or 2025. And I know some things did wrap up before these strikes happened. The sequel to Joker, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I think those movies could possibly be safe, but I know there's some movies that are up in the air. Deadpool 3 could possibly get delayed to 2025, because during the middle of filming that, the actors went on strike. Thunderbolts hasn't even started filming. I think that's going to get delayed to 2025. Same Lewis. I stand with them as well. So we're kind of going back to 2020. It's kind of ironic. 2020, we had movies getting delayed. It was an election year. 2024, it's going to be an election year, and movies are going to get delayed again. I'm not getting into the political side. This is not a political channel, but kind of interesting that movies are getting delayed again after 4 years after they were getting delayed. Yeah, I think Captain America 4 should be fine as well. If we are going to get any MCU movies next year, it will be Captain America Brave. I don't even know what the title is anymore, because they kept changing the channel. Captain America 4. But yeah, a lot of stuff's going to get delayed. I think movies that are coming out in 2023 should be good. So I'm definitely going to be reviewing the upcoming movies that are coming out this year. Blue Beetle, Dune Part 2, Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. I want to review Wonka as well. So the rest of the year should be fine. It's 2024 that is a big question mark, especially because I did have some review series that I plan on doing for next year. And that's a good point. They're going to be doing reshoots. It's Marvel does reshoots. So as far as the plan for the rest of 2023 and for 2024, depending on how much these strikes affect the industry and what gets delayed, what does come out next year, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to do the things that I've wanted to do on this channel for some time. Review the DC movies I haven't reviewed yet. Review the MCU movies I haven't reviewed yet, because there's still some MCU movies that I haven't reviewed yet. Hey, Anthony Beltry. There's also Harry Potter movies that I want to review. And I want to do other stuff. I want once the NBA. I wanted once. Maybe the end of August, I will do another basketball stream talking about the offseason of the NBA, talking about what transpired this offseason, and hope, depending on what happens with Damian Lillard and that trade scenario, maybe I'll talk about that as well. Because I want to get back inside. I want to start doing that as we get closer to the NBA season, start doing more NBA content, because the new avatar obviously has a basketball. I've done a basketball stream in March, and I just haven't really gotten the time to do another basketball stream. I want to start making time to be doing that. I also said when I did my Legend of Zelda stream that I plan on doing streams on some of the games. That is still a plan that I want to do. I want to do some streams talking about some games. Maybe also talk about some shows. I want to get into more streaming and not just talking about new movies that have come out. We've been doing very well with streams, having spoiler discussion talk on new movies. The Flash, Indiana Jones, and Dial of Destiny. Those streams went on long, but you know what? I had a great time on those streams talking with other YouTubers about these movies. So I want to keep doing that, not just for newer movies, but maybe some older movies, and that could also include movies that are reviewed on this channel already. Because I have reviewed a lot of old movies already on this channel, so maybe I might want to do streams talking about these movies again, but with other people, get other people's perception, and also my opinion, particularly with some of the new movies that I reviewed, tend to change. Like a lot of the movies that I reviewed last year that came out in 2022. My opinion has changed on some of those movies. For example, Thor Love and Thunder. My opinion is a lot different from when I first saw that movie. I was a lot more positive when I first saw that movie. Now, not so much. And maybe in the future, do a stream on that. Do streams on the MCU movies with other content creators. So I want to be doing more streams talking about movies old and new. Yeah, I can't wait for that as well. Maybe I'll do a stream talking about the first Spider-Man PlayStation game, the Spider-Man PS4 as well. I don't know when I'm going to do it. Hey, Blinded. But I want to talk about other stuff because it's not that I don't enjoy talking about movie news and the fact that movie news is going to be limited due to the strikes. It's just there's other things to entertainment than movie news, than to talking about Marvel and DC and Star Wars. There's other movies to talk about as well. And I'm going to be exploring that not just on streams, but also in my reviews. I plan on doing movie reviews on not just on big franchises, but also on other stuff. One of the things I would like to do is review movies from some of my favorite directors. I didn't get a chance to review Christopher Nolan movies before Oppenheimer. I do plan on seeing Oppenheimer and doing a review on Oppenheimer. I would love to also review Christopher Nolan's other movies. Now, I'm not going to probably do a big review series on it where I'm going to be reviewing Nolan movies straight out of the way. Perhaps one month I'll review a Nolan movie, then the following month review another one. But also review some other stuff, Martin Scorsese stuff. Some childhood movies, whether it's from Disney or DreamWorks. Or some of my all-time favorite movies. I want to spread out and talk about other stuff. And I think the writer's strike, what's been going on, the actor strike is the perfect opportunity to talk about this stuff. As far as review series that I have planned for this year, I definitely want to do one for Hunger Games in November because the new movie is going to be coming out. I finally decided before Wonka comes out, I think I'm going to review both the 1971 Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and the 2005 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Especially the 1971 version because that's one of my all-time favorite movies, and I want to do more reviews on some of my all-time favorite movies. When basketball season comes around, perhaps maybe do some more basketball reviews. I didn't get a chance to review The Way Back last season. I plan on doing that hopefully this season. Yeah, I hope so too. But the thing is, the studios, I didn't want to make this stream about the writers and actors strike, but just some of the stuff that has been said, particularly from Bob Iger, who I've been very disappointed with, is just so low. So low. Guilt tripping people by saying it's impacting the other people in the industry. And I highly recommend you check out Chris Stuckman's video about what he thinks about the strike, because he makes some very good points in favor of the actors. It's so dumb. And when it comes to the writers, you can't have good movies without your writers. You can't have good stories. Treat and pay your writers better. And as I said before, it's kind of ironic. I'm teaching a summer class at camp about writing stories, and this is happening during a writer's strike. But back to what I was planning on doing with the channel, and yeah, the studios are very greedy. So definitely reviewing Willy Wonka and Charlie and Chocolate Factory when Wonka comes around. I definitely plan on reviewing the Hunger Games movies before the new one comes out. Ballad of the Songbirds, I'm pretty sure. Because the Hunger Games movies, that was like one of my favorite franchises to watch and read in my high school years. And I still like the first two Hunger Game movies quite a bit. And I mean, Mockingjay Part 2 is okay. I don't really care for Mockingjay Part 1. But I do want to do reviews on them. Regardless of if some of these movies come out next year or not, I am still probably going to do an X-Men review series next year. I was going to do one in regards to Deadpool 3 coming out. Even if Deadpool 3 gets delayed, I think I'm still going to go forward and review X-Men movies next year. I also plan on reviewing the Planet of the Apes movies, at least the trilogy that came out in the 2010s that started with Rise and went to Dawn and then War. Because I think Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is going to be one of the few movies that's going to be safe from getting delayed, since that film did get done months ago. There's a good chance they're going to probably do reshoots. But I think compared to most of the movies that come out next year, that movie's the most likely to be safe, along with the Joker sequel. But even that movie gets delayed, I think I'm going to review the Planet of the Apes movies because they're some of my favorite movies to come out in the last 10 years. Even if Dead Reckoning Part 2 gets delayed, I do want to review the Mission Impossible movies. I wish I had gotten a chance to review the Mission Impossible movies before Dead Reckoning Part 1 came out, because I was rewatching them before Dead Reckoning Part 1 came out, and I just had a blast rewatching those movies, except for the second one. I don't like the second one, but I just had a blast rewatching the other ones. Mission Impossible 3 has actually gotten a lot better, in my opinion, since the last time I rewatched it. As I said in my review yesterday, Philip Seymour Hoffman's villain's one of the best villains in the franchise. And as far as other stuff happening, I do, as I said before, I do want to do Legend of Zelda streams talking about certain Legend of Zelda games, particularly Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom, which I still haven't played yet. Hopefully I get that game sometime this year and start playing it. Heard a lot of phenomenal stuff about the game. That one's probably not going to be for a while because I still haven't even played that game yet. But I do plan on doing the other ones, at least do one or two of them sometime this year. And as far as like the older movie streams go that I was bringing up before, I don't know which movies I'm going to start with yet. Perhaps maybe I'll do like a recap of the MCU. You maybe start with Iron Man. Maybe I'll do streams also talking about the shows, because I really haven't talked about the shows on this channel. And I feel like I need to explore some of them again. And as far as television and series go, that's something that I'm debating about with my channel. If I do streams on shows and movies, should I do them on specific episodes or just an overall series? That's why I haven't really done anything in regards to doing television or series on my channel, because I never know if I just want to cover a certain episode or cover all the episodes and give them their own stream or video, or just do one stream about the entire series. I was kind of debating that with Transformers. Perhaps I'll do it with like the 19 Teenage Transformers series and just review the overall series, especially because there's like so many episodes of that series. I know Furiosa was also supposed to come out next year. I wanted to do Mad Max reviews next year. Mad Max Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, and Mad Max Fury Road. I think Furiosa shouldn't be impacted, so that could still probably come out next year. We'll see. But that was another review series I wanted to do next year. It's just, but yeah, this whole actors and writers strike it's gotten really messy. And as much as I dislike it, I am on the actors and writers side because it is unfair. These corporations have gotten, as studios have gotten greedy, as my friend Blinded has said over here. And I think it just looks bad for Bob Iger when he says tone deaf stuff after he gets a contract extension. And also recently just laid off a bunch of people from ESPN. If you follow sports, I think you know that people from ESPN like Jeff Van Gundy, Jalen Rose, Max Kellerman just all got laid off. These people have been here for more than a decade on ESPN. I guarantee one. I'm not going to guarantee it. Actually, one of those people will probably be Skip Bayless's co-host on Undisputed. But who really knows? But yeah, no, Disney's gotten very greedy from what it looks like. And I know, like, I know these companies are having major money issues. That The Flash flopped very hard for Warner Brothers, but still, you gotta treat your writers better. You gotta treat your actors better. AI, as I said in my review of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, AI has become so much more prominent. And I don't think people really realize how severe and big it's getting, particularly in the industry. So I'm on the actors and writers side. Do I know when this is going to end? I honestly don't. I mean, the last time we had the actors and writers go on strike at the same time was 1960. Back then, Ronald Reagan was still an actor, and he has yet to start his political career. And now Fran Drescher, the nanny, is the president of the actors. Yeah, that's the thing. And here's the thing. I remember last year, Bob Iger was everyone was so excited. And I'll be honest, I was kind of guilty about this too. We were excited. Some of us, not all of us, some of us were glad Bob Iger was coming back because we couldn't stand Bob Chapek. But yeah, it feels like things have gotten worse since Bob Iger has come back. I don't know how that is possible, but things have gotten worse since Bob Iger has come back. Yeah, it's crazy. I saw that as well, Anthony. Like David Zaslav, that's just awful. That really is awful. And I think studios are going to continue to struggle to make money. I saw Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 yesterday. Me and my friend saw it, and we had a great time. But there are only a few other people in the theater. So I heard Mission Impossible's doing good at the box office, but still, not a lot of people are seeing it as far as like my theater win. Maybe more people saw it later in the day or earlier in the day. But this is also happening at a time where movies are not making as much as you probably think they would. As I said, The Flash bombed hard. Indiana Jones, I mean, I think it finally crossed over $300 million, but that has a big budget. So I don't know what's going to happen there. It's not going to make as much as Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Yeah, that's so tone deaf. It's very tone deaf. Yeah, like a lot of these movies cost so much also because of COVID. I mean, we gotta remember, I don't like that we're gonna get more stuff delayed because we gotta remember movies that were supposed to come out in 2021 are finally coming out now. John Wick Chapter 4 and Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 were originally scheduled for 2021. They finally came out this year. Transformers: Rise of the Beast was supposed to come out June 2022. It finally came out a month ago. Beyond Across the Spider-Verse was supposed to come out October 2022. It came out last month. But yeah, he should never have done that interview. Well, I mean, like NBC, I mean, Universal is also guilty as well. Like all these studios, I feel like are guilty. It isn't just like a Disney problem. All these studios are guilty of this whole thing, and it's crazy because we're still getting movies coming out, but people aren't going to be promoting the stuff. Oppenheimer, the actors left the premiere of Oppenheimer in solidarity, which is a great move in my opinion. Blue Beetle, the actor said he's not going to be promoting to stand with SAG, and that's a big risk because DC's hasn't had a good year as far as money making, and Blue Beetle doesn't look like it's going to be doing that well box office wise either. But you know what? There are more important things, and that includes standing up for actors, especially actors who are making as much. People think that every actor makes Tom Cruise, Robert Downey Jr. money. That's not the case. Not every actor does that. And there are some actors that are starting out that are becoming background actors. And we got to remember that they're also getting screwed out of this as well. And we got to remember that regardless of how much money actors make, this is a passion for them. They love doing this. They're very passionate about acting. I mean, Tom Cruise, like this guy does his own stunts all the time. He's 60, 61, 62 years old. He's still doing his own stunts. That's passion right there, regardless of what you think about his personal life. A lot of these people care a lot about the craft. And the whole thing with AI is very scary. Yeah, I remember when it was supposed to be streaming too. Yeah, the lower tier actors, because you gotta remember, everyone started off as a lower tier actor. Chris Stuckman used the perfect example about. He used the perfect example of how Ben Affleck and Matt Damon they started off as background actors, and if the AI rules that these studios want to pass happened back then, just imagine. We would never have gotten Matt Damon as in Good Will Hunting, in the Bourne movies, in Saving Private Ryan, in The Departed, and other stuff he's been awesome in. Same thing with Ben Affleck. We wouldn't have seen Ben Affleck in a lot of those Kevin Smith comedies that he was in, the View Askew Universe movies, Good Will Hunting. Him and Matt Damon would never have gotten the chance to probably write the screenplay for Good Will Hunting. And Ben Affleck would never have gone on to be Batman or direct fantastic movies like Argo, The Town, and Air. So, just like think about it. Like you're like a lower tier actor, and they capture your likeness. You're most likely never going to work again after that, and you only get paid once for it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Blue Beetle's not really doing well. No, Mission Impossible was not woke. I'm just gonna say that right now. It was not woke. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, it was an amazing movie. It really was. One of my top 3 favorite movies of the year. It's a shame that Dead Reckoning Part 2, like I said, is going to get delayed. But again, these studios made their bed by not treating these actors like humans. Same thing with the writers. They think the writers are disposable. Listen, if you get AI to start writing movies, if you think the quality of some of the storytelling of some of these movies is bad now, it's actually gonna be. I think it's actually gonna be worse with AI. So don't think it's gonna get much better. Don't be like, oh, these actors stink nowadays, or not actors. These writers stink nowadays. Get better writers in. No, they it's like some of these studios. I think wouldn't hesitate to replace them with AI if they could. And the fact that they're doing these gross, evil tactics of hoping that by October, the actors will not the actors, the writers will come back after losing their homes and stuff, which is evil and downright despicable, hoping that like this gets to a point where writers start losing their homes and stuff just to get rid of the Writers Guild Association. That's just very low. I honestly, I would still prefer to watch it in theaters. I love watching superhero movies in theaters, even though I'm feeling fatigue. I won't object to that. I won't object. It's just yeah, the industry is going to be going through changes. It really is, and how it's going to turn out, I honestly don't know. Oh, it is okay. It's just it's just crazy what's been transpiring with this whole thing. I mean, we're like 2 months into the writer strike now. The actors started, and all the stuff that's coming out about bringing like showing AI versions of people of actors without their consent. Just things are getting worse before they get better. Do you ever hear that saying things are going to get worse before they get better? Well, that's we're in that phase right now of these strikes, and it's definitely getting worse with the actors. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. It's just a crazy time right now. The one thing I like I said, the one thing I'm gonna do with this whole thing is use it to catch up on stuff I should be doing on my channel, explore other options. Because I think the problem with the movie talk community is we rely so heavily on movie news and don't really talk enough about the movies that we watch and like actually having discussions on what we liked and disliked in these movies. Like that, and that was like a problem I was almost starting to run into when I first started my channel. The fact that I'm more into that, like you get to a point where it's like you're more into hearing about movie news than actually watching movies. And I love watching movies. I just don't love watching the cape stuff. I don't just love watching the action stuff. I love watching Martin Scorsese stuff, Christopher Nolan stuff, classical stuff from like the 1940s and 50s. And that's what I really want to get into, talking about the quality of old and new movies. Yeah, yeah, it's not looking all that good. And the thing is, August should be an easy month to make a lot of money, but it's just I don't think a lot of people really know that much about it, and the marketing has been very poor for it. Oh yeah, it doesn't have an ending. Yeah, Mario's gonna be the only movie that makes a billion this year. Aquaman's not gonna make a billion. I think the movies that had potential to make a billion this year have already passed and they didn't make close to it. Maybe like Guardians might have been the closest to it, but I knew even though Guardians was going to make a lot of money, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. The Ninja Turtle movie looks really good and it's being heavily marketed. Deadpool 3 1 billion. Well, Deadpool 3 comes out next year. I don't know if it's going to make a billion. I think it'll make more than the first two Deadpool movies. It's very rare to see an R-rated movie make $1 billion. I think Joker was the only one that made $1 billion. And again, that was because there was so much controversy surrounding that movie. I think a lot of people went to see it just to see what the controversy for it was. But yeah, very interesting time that we're living in. I don't think this thing's gonna get resolved in October though. That'd be a nice birthday wish because my birthday's in October, but I don't think it's gonna get resolved in October. You gotta remember the last time we had a writer strike, 2007, 2008. We also didn't have Netflix. I mean, Netflix was around, but Netflix wasn't making its own original IPs. Streaming wasn't a thing back then. So So that lasted 4 months, and that was without having these streaming services. Now you got all these streaming services, and the thing is that Netflix has been one of the major problems with this writer strike. So this is definitely so the writer strike part is definitely going to go on longer than 4 months, in my opinion. We're already 2 months in, so this thing's going to go, I think, beyond October. I think I remember that. I think I remember that, Anthony Beltry. As far as the actors, that's gonna definitely go beyond October as well. Because, like I said, the things are coming out from Bob Iger, from some of these other leaks that are coming out. I mean, I think Ninja Turtles will be a better movie. I think it's gonna have a bigger appeal to children. I mean, like the Mario movie's animated. It's the only $1 billion movie this year. It's just crazy. The whole thing is just crazy. And it's very disheartening, the writer one, because again, I'm teaching kids to write their own stories. I'm helping them tell their own stories, and I, like writing is something where you can let your imagination, you can explore your imagination, and not every story is gonna have a good story. Not every story is gonna have good writing in it. But similar to how actors are passionate about acting, writers are passionate about writing stuff. I'm passionate about writing movie articles. Now I know that's very different from writing stories, but still understand the passion. Everyone's passionate about something. I'm passionate about movies. Actors are passionate about acting. Writers are passionate about writing. And the fact that these studios are like making it seem like actors are overreacting, writers are overreacting. They're tone deaf. There was something said about how, like back in the 1980s, studios execs or head of studios were making 30 times the amount that the lowest paid actors were making. Now they're making 400 times the amount. It's crazy how much money some of these big studios have. And let's be frank, Bob Iger, Disney has not exactly been on their A game. I'm not saying everything from Disney has been bad the last few years. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I liked Avatar a lot. I like Soul. I like Luca. I love Shang-Chi. I've loved some of the stuff. I like Obi-Wan Kenobi, even though it wasn't the best show ever. But also, let's be honest here, the quality of stuff has also dipped down. The Marvel shows, the last few Marvel shows just haven't been that good. I still have to catch up on Secret Invasion. I've only watched the first episode. The Star Wars shows could be a lot better. They need to improve on that. Dial of Destiny was a good movie, but it wasn't the best movie ever. And it's like you're getting paid all this money, but you're not exactly delivering the A game. And I know, and like at this point, Bob Iger, we're going into something similar to what Michael Eisner was going in his later years. I remember Michael Eisner was like the savior of Disney after the Dark Ages. Under him, the Disney Renaissance happened. But then when he was CEO in his later years, Disney was slowly going downhill. Yeah, I agree with that. Sideways, they shouldn't have announced Phase 6 too early. I think those movies are going to get delayed again as well. Honestly, looking back, Bob Iger should not have came back. I'm not saying they should have kept Bob Chapek, but it feels like ever since Bob Iger came back, things have gotten worse instead of better, like people were expecting. Oh, I had no idea about that. Yeah. Oh wow, I had no idea about that either. So it's just a really big mess what's going on. The thing is, and here's the thing: the Marvels has competition in November because Dune Part 2 and Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds is coming out. I'm not saying they're going to make crazy money. They're not going to make $1 billion worldwide, but the first Dune did pretty well. Not great, but did fairly good. And the Hunger Game movies in the past did very well at the box office. So, I mean, it's going to be 8 years since we got the last Hunger Games movie, so I don't know how strong the brand is going to be in the theaters 8 years later. But I wouldn't be surprised if it did fairly well. See, that's the thing. That would have, I think, would have made more sense. But they had to play catch up, basically. And it got very overwhelming. I'm probably not going to be going much longer. But yeah, the thing is, we're still dealing, Hollywood, the industry is still dealing with the effects of COVID delaying stuff. Because things are finally coming out, and it felt like we were finally getting back on track with movie releases, with television releases. And now, because the studios are being greedy, because they are not treating people the way they probably should be treated, we're going to be facing delays again. And it also sucks for the movie theaters because it's the movie theaters that are getting impacted by these delays. Now, in fairness, the movie theaters can stay open, and I don't know, maybe they can make some kind of deal to get older movies in the theaters. I have no idea how that's going to work. So it's not like the movie theaters will be shut down but with no new movies, a lot of people won't be going to the theater, and we're already still dealing with the fact that a lot of people aren't going to the theaters already. Like I said yesterday, not a lot of people were at my Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning screening yesterday. There's been some screenings where a lot of people aren't there in general. So they're still dealing with the fact that they're trying to get people back into theaters after not coming back. The days of a lot of movies making $1 billion is over. 2019, a lot of movies made $1 billion worldwide. Most of those were Disney movies. Those days are done. Maybe in a pre-COVID world, some of these movies could have made more money. Maybe a few of these movies could have crossed $1 billion worldwide. But because of COVID, because of how things have changed with streaming, they're not making as much money. And now less money is going to be happening. In the case of the movie theaters, less business. And that sucks. It really does suck. But these studios, they made their choice. And they continue to make these tone-deaf comments and do not seem open to negotiating. They're willing to let they're willing to let writers lose their homes and apartments dragging this thing out. What's not to say that these studios would probably be okay with letting some of these companies lose out on, well, these companies letting these actors lose their homes and stuff. Not every actor lives in a mansion. Not every actor has a ton of money. Yeah, corporate groups could, and that's a good point because, again, like I said, because of COVID, studios haven't really been making a lot of money. There's only been a few $1 billion movies that have happened in the last few years. I think, let's see, Spider-Man No Way Home, Avatar The Way of Water, Top Gun Maverick, Jurassic World Dominion, and Mario. I think only 5 movies have made $1 billion after COVID, compared to the 8 or 9 movies that made $1 billion in 2019 alone. Yeah, I saw the budget for She-Hulk, and it was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, they are cheap. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't like that some of these movies are getting digitally released early. And the thing is, they're announcing it a week after the movie comes out. I think a week after Transformers: Rise of the Beast came out, they said, "Yeah, we're gonna release it digital." Like that was a stupid thing to do. Like I get it, they're not gonna make it's not gonna make the same amount of money that Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon had made, but you can still get some money. I mean, it was definitely gonna make more money than the Flash, which was coming out a week later. Yeah, they have money to pay themselves, but they don't have money to operate a company. Yeah, and I think I know like Sean O'Rourke told me on Threads when I said something about ESPN. I'm gonna look it up on my phone, like what exactly he said. But I think he thinks that he thinks Disney could sell ESPN. I'm not saying I think that he said that, and I wouldn't be surprised if Disney did that. I'm looking for what he told me because I made a comment that when he made those comments, when Bob Iger made those comments. Let's see, where is it? Well, okay, so Sean basically told me don't be surprised if ESPN is sold by Disney, and like I can see ESPN getting sold by Disney. Well, I think if they're gonna, I I kind of disagree with you there. I feel like ESPN. I don't know, something's going on. Like they're letting go of top talent at ESPN. ABC, the ABC's on the table definitely. That would stink because I know they do a lot of stuff with Disney on ABC. It was 200. Yeah, all I can say is I think ESPN's. I definitely think ESPN's going to go downhill though. ESPN's going to go downhill. FX could be on. I don't know. You guys think FX could be on the table? I honestly don't know. The thing is, I don't even have FX. My cable don't even have FX. I haven't watched FX in ages. I think ESPN's going to go downhill. They let go of top talent. Outside of Stephen A, I haven't even watched ESPN in a while. I didn't even know they had cricket. Yeah, no, this is crazy. That's crazy. And Quantum didn't make a lot. I mean, more than a Flash, but not that much. Yeah, Bob Iger's really not looking too good. Cutting off talent, the layoffs at ESPN, the comments that he said. The Haunted Mansion. I don't think the Haunted Mansion is gonna do well. They should have. I was telling my friend this yesterday. I think they should have let the Haunted Mansion come out in September, October, closer to Halloween. It ain't gonna do well. I think they butched up their release schedules. I'm not gonna be going on that much longer. Maybe like 10 more minutes. Yeah, I think Bob Iger's just gonna make things worse. He was brought in to clean the mess, but it's only gotten worse. It's only gonna get worse. I don't know. Do you guys think it would have been better off if they kept Bob Chapek? Because honestly, they might have been better off not bringing Bob Iger back. Like I honestly think they would have been. I'm honestly beginning to think they would have been better off not bringing Bob Iger back. Yo, did you guys see that that at the premiere for Haunted Mansion? Did you guys say like at the premiere of Haunted Mansion that they had like Disneyland actors on the red carpet. It's just a big mess right now. It's a big mess from Disney. I don't want to get started on David Zaslav and his big contract because I don't want to go on much longer. It's just crazy. Yeah, that's a good point. Like he's already, but like the Pixar brand, in my opinion, it is destroyed right now. Not because of the quality of movies. I haven't seen Elemental, and I had no problem with the movies that have come out, even though they're not as good as what Pixar usually does. It's the fact that people are so used to watching Pixar movies on Disney Plus. Yeah, he was the evil empire in hindsight, and Chapek was Darth Vader. I haven't seen Elemental yet. I'm probably gonna wait until Disney Plus to watch it because I just haven't had the time. Yeah, the Haunted Mansion should come out in October. I don't know what they were thinking bumping that movie up to July. That was a dumb decision. A lot of dumb decisions have been made. I don't know. I want to like eventually, like depending on the direction of the strike and these strikes go and the decisions that are being made. I do want to do like more talk about it. It's just I don't have the time. Yeah, Elemental surpassed Flash. That's crazy. Yeah. Peacock was doing. I think they did the same thing with the Halloween movies. Halloween Kills. I think Halloween Ends was the same way. Yeah, apparently it's a bigger bomb than Green Lantern. And I definitely want to do an article on this because it's so scary yet fascinating at the same time. Um, but I'm not gonna let it impact my channel. I don't think it should let you guys impact your channels. There's other stuff to talk about in the entertainment industry than the usual cape shit. And I'm not slandering superhero movies because I did enjoy Guardians. I did enjoy Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I did enjoy Flash. But I am feeling fatigued with some of these franchises. Yeah. Well, I mean, Indy 5. The thing is that younger general audiences aren't as familiar with Indiana Jones as they are with Star Wars and some of the other Disney stuff. And that's a shame. I mean, I grew up on Indiana Jones, but I know a lot of people my age probably didn't and younger. And Indy 5 was actually a pretty good movie. The more I think about it, the more I do like it. But yeah, that's the world we live in. That, and the thing is these release dates are so close to each other. I mean, let's be real here. For people that want to see a superhero movie, they rather like with Spider-Man Beyond Across the Spider-Verse coming out 2 weeks before the Flash. More people are gonna would rather watch Spider-Man than the Flash. Yeah, it's crazy. And Green Lantern, oh man, that movie. Ugh. I almost forgot that movie existed. And again, the thing with these strikes is they do impact the quality of movies. People don't realize that Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen was they rushed to write that movie to get it done before the 2007 strike, 2008 strike that happened. Same thing with Quantum of Solace. So you got some movies that haven't even started yet because the stories weren't written yet, and then you got some movies that were filming that were able to film because they got the stories done before the writer strike that are now on hold because of the actor strike. these studios better realize that quality is going to dip unless they change stuff up. And then even less people are going to be going to the movies. And that's not fair to the theaters. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I didn't want to make this actually went on longer than I thought. I wasn't even planning on talking that much about the actors and writers. I was just planning on talking about how it was gonna impact my channel. But yeah, basically the old movies that I plan on talking about on this channel, I'm still gonna talk about. I might talk about other stuff as well because of the what I perceive is gonna be delays in 2024. So yeah, they shouldn't focus on Hollywood. And honestly, I think this is a good wake up. This is actually a good wake up call for movie YouTubers to focus on other stuff in the entertainment industry than just movie news. Yeah, I want to talk, and that I think that's gonna be another thing. I'm gonna be talking about some indie movies that I like. Like there's so much other stuff in the entertainment world to talk about. There's other franchises to talk about, other branches, and I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to talk about that stuff. I'll still talk about other franchises, but I do want to talk about other stuff, basically. Other movies directed by Scorsese, Nolan, Edgar Wright, animated stuff, and that's basically gonna be the game plan for my channel for the rest of the year and for 2024. Now, again, the plan could change because there's that 1% chance that this can get resolved easily. I doubt, like I said, it's a 1% chance because it's not going to get resolved easily. But if, let's just say, like before October, deals happen that end these strikes, I still want to talk about the stuff that I want to talk about. But obviously, that doesn't mean stuff won't get delayed. But yeah, this is a crazy world that we're living in. The entertainment world's gotten crazy. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. But yeah, no, I'm doing fine. I'm not retiring. I'm not leaving for good. I've just been busy with other stuff. I've been planning other stuff. And I'm just going to continue to encourage my campers to keep on writing and keep on telling stories, regardless of what the entertainment industry thinks about writers. It's funny, in my camp, we also have like drama. So kids are also acting out in another class. So funny how like this year at my summer camp, we have drama and we have writing, storytelling. And we're having actors and writer strikes happening. But yeah, no, that's the game plan. Saturday there's not going to be any videos because I have something happening that day. So I'm probably not going to see Oppenheimer until Sunday. So my review of Oppenheimer won't be until next Sunday. 2023 schedule should be fine to review stuff. But yeah, no, I'm going to be trying different stuff on this channel. And yeah, if you're an NBA fan, stay tuned for some NBA content. I think that might actually be the first stream that I do after camp is done, is talking about the NBA, because by then I think all the offseason moves should be done. And as I said earlier in the stream, maybe we'll get a Damian Lillard trade happening. And I'll talk about what I think about the off seasons. If anyone wants to come on and talk about basketball with me, talk about like the off season moves, they can as well. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I didn't expect to go on this long. I was actually just going to go a half hour, but I went an extra half hour. I wasn't expecting to talk about the strike as much. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and share this channel with someone that likes movie talk, that likes movie reviews, that likes streaming. And as I said, Oppenheimer will be the next review on this channel. I think I will go see the new Ninja Turtle movie in August. I definitely will see Blue Beetle. But don't expect any review series at the moment. I'm not going to be reviewing all the Ninja Turtle movies before the new Ninja Turtle movie comes out. As much as I would love to review and talk about those movies, but I'll try to do that in the future on my channel. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please check out my Mission Impossible Directing Part 1 review from yesterday. If you haven't already, please check out some of my other stuff. The last stream that I did was the spoiler discussion stream on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So until next time, guys, take care, enjoy your summer, and I will see you real soon. Peace.